Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, man, class is in session. We got JxmyHighroller, the Elon Musk of NBA analytics, man. Like, this dude, he just always learns so much just, like, watching his videos, look at his graphs, stuff like that, man. But, yeah, this video is titled, We've All Been Fooled. I don't know what by, but we're going to find out. Let's get it.
The triple-double stat line is synonymous with a great performance. When a player puts up a triple-double, the stat line tends to make more headlines than the actual game itself.
Plus, it's Russell Westbrook.
Every NBA season, the once fleeting triple-double has become more and more common. The stat line is almost casual at this point, no more rare than a 30-point game. And because of this, the triple-double has lost its once legendary status. Players are now chasing the stat line, putting their box score above the actual success of their team, disregarding the win-loss column and focusing solely on the points, rebounds, and assist column. At least that's what some fans think.
Right, like, I know there's some players that probably do that. But I also think there's players that just naturally get them because they're that good at basketball. I mean, whoa, Russell, you're still good at basketball. I'm not saying that. Calm down, Russell fans. The three of you that are left. I only got to like Laker fans comes Russell Westbrook, man. They hate him just as much as the next guy does. Man, I love Russell Westbrook, bro. Been hearing about rumors of him going to the Pistons.
His methods to piling up wild stat lines often look more like a gimmick than anything else. But does that make the triple-double itself a gimmick? A charade of a stat line disguising itself as a great all-around game? Or is the triple-double still the gold standard for a great game of basketball?
I don't think so.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
I think just a great game. Like, you don't gotta have like that triple-double to have a great game.
By
SeatGeek!
With live events making...
Do I use SeatGeek? I use that hub account. Not that one. The other one. I think, man. I don't know, man.
Racked up 17 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. Now, I say this is the first recorded triple-double because prior to the 1950 season, the NBA just didn't keep track of rebounds and assists the majority of the time. It's like they just said, screw it. Who needs any of those arbitrary numbers anyways?
Yeah, how lazy can you be?
Give you comprehensive play-by-play data
on keep track of it.
Ties his damn shoes. Because numbers give us a great insight into the smaller nuances of the game. In the case of Andy Phillip, his numbers told us that he was a great player that could just about do it all on the court.
A lot of players also eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
But in the wrong context, they do a really good job of skewing the truth. And over the last few seasons, the narrative around the triple-double stat line has been twisted and butchered so bad that most fans have been led to believe that the stat line is nothing more than a stat padding facade. That the triple-double has lost
I just think it's a thing
value.
that happens.
I'm sure we've all heard this skepticism at some point. And your friendly neighborhood old head isn't completely wrong. The stat line is far more common now than it used to be. Kyle Lowry has more career triple-doubles than Scottie Pippen. Luka Doncic hasn't even played 4 full seasons in the NBA, and he already has far more triple-doubles than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. And if that isn't crazy enough, Elfrid Payton has more career triple-doubles than Kevin Garnett and Hakeem Olajuwon.
And a hell lot more hair, too.
Thank Russell Westbrook for the rise of the triple-double. The man can pile up a bloated stat line better than anyone else in NBA history. It's incredible. Back in 2017, Russ did the impossible by becoming the first player in over 50 years to average a triple-double for an entire season. Now, prior to that historic season, the NBA would usually float between 30 and 40 triple-doubles a season. That's
how many
the
entire
NBA combined. But after Russ's 2017 campaign, the league has seen a massive spike in triple-doubles.
Wow.
Oddly enough, Russ's impact on the triple-double falls right in line with Stephen Curry's impact on the three-pointer.
That's crazy. You don't really think, like, we talk about how Curry changed the game, but like, I never really thought of it in terms like that. That's pretty damn interesting.
In other words, Westbrook is to the triple-double what Stephen Curry is to the three-pointer. But triple-doubles and three-pointers are extremely different from one another. Anyone can jack up.
I think that players shooting more threes and shooting more shots in general, there's like a little give and take right there, because obviously like more shots means more assists, more shots mean more rebounds, but also efficiency in a way leads to less rebounds too. I don't know, like it all makes sense somewhere.
More
Jimmy
things
can make
every
sense
game,
of it. He could. I know he
although
could.
most players probably shouldn't.
Oh my goodness.
But not every player can go out and just pile up double-digit assists and double-digit rebounds on a good scoring night. Or can they? On
They just
October
don't.
28th, 1979, a new record was set for the youngest player to achieve a triple-double in an NBA game. The kid was only 20 years and 75 days old, and his name was
Kills him.
Irvin.
75
but
days?
You probably know him by his nickname, Magic. And Magic's record stood
No, I
for
knew him as
a long
Irvin.
time.
Irvin
until
Johnson.
20 years later when Lamar Odom recorded a triple-double at just 20 years and 54
The Candy
days
Man.
old. Lamar's record would stand for 6 seasons until LeBron James broke it at the age of 20 years and 20 days. LeBron's record would eventually fall 11 years later when Lonzo Ball broke it at the age of 20 years and 15 days old. But Lonzo's record would fall just
pretty crazy it
5
took that
months
long.
later when Markelle Fultz became the first teenager to record a triple-double in the NBA.
Good
At
for you,
this
Markelle.
point, the record should stand for a very long time. I mean, how many teens can record a triple-double? Never mind, LaMelo Ball broke the record just a few seasons later at just 19 years and 140 days old. And since the NBA can't draft players straight out of high school anymore, I really doubted this record would fall anytime
Until it did. Josh
I stand
Giddy.
corrected. What
Get
was
giddy
once
with
a
it.
stat line
Nah.
reserved for only the most well-rounded elite
Get giddy with
players
it.
has become an achievable milestone
Am I
for
the first
a
one to ever say that?
teenager who
I
just
hope not.
last year had a scouting report that looked like this. And as the age of the youngest triple-double getter continues to fall, the number
Wait,
of
this is a real scouting report, by the way. I wish I was making this up. I'm not. Weakness: ball handling, shot creation, outside shooting, on-ball defense, and athleticism. So basketball. So basketball was his weakness. Okay.
triple-doubles
Okay,
continues
Scout.
to rise. 8 of the top 16 career leaders in triple-doubles are currently in the NBA. So is the triple-double really a dead stat line? A relic of the
We need some
NBA that has
quadruple-doubles.
lost its value over the years? The short answer
impressed by that.
is no. The triple-double is still an incredible stat line that, for the most part, still represents great overall winning basketball. But the long answer is a lot more complicated than that. Russell Westbrook has taken a lot of heat for the fall of the triple-double. His game is constantly overanalyzed and over-criticized. And I'm here to tell you, if you think Russ's triple-doubles are empty stats that don't contribute to winning basketball, you're wrong. Since Russ's game-changing 2016-2017 season, he has racked up 157 triple-doubles. And in those 157 games, his team has a record of 111 and 46, a 71% winning percentage over a 6-season span. That's equivalent to nearly 60 wins over the course of a season.
But what about Kevin Durant? I'm just joking.
Which
I
means
don't know why I
that
hit my mind, but it's obviously not tracing Kevin Durant here.
when
So
Russ gets a triple-double, his team is elevated to that of a near 60
know why that made me
win
laugh.
squad.
It wasn't even
And
funny.
this team success doesn't just apply to one team.
But what
This
about
is an
James
effect
Harden?
that Russ has on every single team he has played
Serge
on. From the
Ibaka.
Thunder to the Rockets to the Wizards and now the Lakers.
Kevin Martin.
Russell Westbrook's teams win more often when he gets a triple-double. At
Andre
times,
Roberson.
the difference being staggering. In 2017, overall, the Thunder won just 57% of their games.
Okay.
In the games where Russell Westbrook achieved a triple-double, the Thunder's winning percentage jumped to 81%.
Oh,
Last
okay, that's
season,
what we're
the
looking
Wizards
at.
won
Okay,
just
okay.
46% of their games when Russell Westbrook played, triple-double or not. In the games where Russ did get a triple-double, the Wizards won 61% of their games. That's the difference between a 37-win team and a 50-win team. Overall, in the last 6 seasons, Russ's teams have won 57%
Bro, Jimmy is
of their games.
changing narratives
When he gets
left
a
and right.
triple-double, that winning percentage
This is
jumps
fantastic.
all the way up to 71%.
When I say changing narratives, I don't mean that he's like shifting between opinions, by the way. I'm saying that he's like literally like changing my mind here, and it's kind of blowing it. So this is really super awesome.
Russ's triple-doubles are definitively a good thing for him and his team. And fans will often say,
I'm getting a jersey
if
after
Russ
this video.
just kept his turnovers down, made better decisions, and took care of the ball, then his team would be in better positions. Assuming that the bad that comes with the turnovers outweighs the good of the triple-doubles. And again, this isn't exactly true. Because over the last 6 seasons in games where Russ has less than 4 turnovers, his team's record is 62-45.
Okay.
A winning percentage of just 58%, which is almost exactly the same.
Yeah, let's take like Russell on the Lakers, for example, man. By the Lakers, I mean Stanley Johnson. If the ball's in Russell Westbrook's hand getting a turnover, or Stanley Johnson's in the hands getting the turnover, man, it's still a turnover. So, turnovers are going to happen in basketball. I'd rather it be a Russell turnover than a Stanley turnover. But I would prefer an Apple turnover, man, because those are delicious. And they don't affect the basketball game. Let's read too many of them. Zion.
As his team's overall record over that same time span. So believe it or not, Russ keeping his turnovers down to a minimum actually doesn't make much difference to his team's success. Sounds impossibly odd, but it's true. Meanwhile, the triple-double drives his team to vastly more success than without it. In the case of Russell Westbrook, a triple-double is far more valuable than a low turnover game. And it's not even close. But the Russell Westbrook triple-double rabbit hole goes even deeper. Since 2017, Russ has recorded 34 40-plus point games. And in those 34 games, his team went
17,
19, and 15.
19.
A 56% winning percentage. Which, again, means that when Russ drops 40 points or more, his team's success virtually doesn't change at all. So that means that low turnover games and high scoring games are both far less valuable to Russ and his teams than the triple-double is. Not only is the triple-double not an empty stat line, the triple-double is quite literally the best thing Russell Westbrook can do for his team. In fact, generally speaking, the triple-double is one of the best things a player can achieve for his team.
Y'all see Sabonis a few nights ago?
These are the league leaders in triple-doubles since the 2016-2017 season. And across the board, the success of each player's teams jumps considerably whenever they get a triple-double. I think triple-doubles have gotten
that face because that's my
in the
thumbnail.
same way that three-pointers have. If a player knocks down, let's say, 8 threes
Nah,
in a
let me know
game,
if it wasn't.
fans expect that player's team to win. But sometimes that's just not the case. An individual player can do everything in his power to get a victory for his team, but other factors can prevent that from happening. And this applies with triple-doubles. People expect that a massive stat line in the form of a triple-double must equate to a win, or the numbers were empty or the player was just padding his stats. But that's just not how the game works. Now, I know this is a difficult concept for some to understand, but a player can have a great game and his team can still lose. I know, it's crazy, right? A triple-double doesn't...
Based off my experiences, I can have a bad game and get blown up by 100. That's what happens pretty much anytime I play basketball.
Automatically equate to winning every time. But it sure as hell gets your team in the winning column more often than not. Even in the case of Russell Westbrook. Over the last 5 seasons, there have been 534 triple-doubles recorded across the NBA. Out of those 534 games, the player with the triple-double won 375 of them. Now, how's that for empty stats?
So, yeah, what I have to say to this, everybody, is how dare you guys hate on Russell Westbrook? He's been nothing but my favorite basketball player since he's been drafted from Tennessee? UCLA. UCLA, man. UCLA. I remember he was drafted because he had the same last name as my favorite running back at that time, Brian Westbrook of the Philadelphia Eagles. So how dare you guys hate on this man and his triple-doubles? He does nothing but win. My favorite player, Russell Westbrook. I'm glad that not only myself, but Jimmy had your back today. That's all we got. Peace out.